Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I'm going to be sharing my favorite way to keep your blowout or curls in place all night long while you sleep so that when you wake up in the morning they look fresh and don't fall flat. And in case you're wondering, my hair right now is not a reflection of what I'm about to show you. This is just days old heatless curl with some extra product thrown in to make it look a little bit messy and tousled. I will definitely show you guys some before and after footage so that you can see how well this actually works. But anyway, this is a trick that you could just do with a scrunchie and a hair tie that you already own, but my personal favorite way and what I think gives the best results is by doing it with the sleepy tie. This is something that I have definitely talked about and used in previous videos in all of my social platforms at this point, and I've seen tons of questions asking if I can show you guys how to use it. So I will be showing you how I like to use the sleepy tie in today's video because it is a little bit different than what the brand recommends and the tutorial that they have on their website. If you don't have the sleepy tie, I will also show you how you can do something similar with a scrunchie and a hair tie, but I would recommend purchasing this if you're able to. I just think it makes your life easier and it definitely gives you a better result because of the shape of it. Like, this was literally made for this purpose, so it really does give beautiful next day results, which is why I love it. That just sounded really sponsored. I swear this video is not sponsored at all. They do send me free sleepy ties, but that is the extent of the relationship. No paid exchange whatsoever, no obligation to post. I just freaking love these things. So let's get into it. Of course, I picked the day when my hair is like the crustiest to film this video. There's quite a lot of buildup in here. It's time to wash. So again, this is something that you can do to help to maintain the shape of a blowout or curls overnight, which is one of the reasons why I love it. It's not like you only use this if you have a blowout. It works with either type of style, if that makes sense. I guess I don't know why that wouldn't make sense. So let's pretend I have a fresh blowout. What you are going to do is pull your hair on top of your head like you are going to create a high ponytail or a high bun. I'm gonna have to bend down because my torso is so long. All right, now we're here. We have our hair in a ponytail like so. We're holding on to it. My sleepy tie is on my wrist. The next thing that you'll do is pull the sleepy tie up and over your hand and onto your hair just like it's a ponytail or a scrunchie. You'll just want to make sure that the kind of like donutty part of this, not the scrunchie part, the donutty part right here is what is facing forward, but it doesn't even matter how you pull it over because you can always spin and adjust it. Okay, so again, the donutty part of the sleepy tie is facing towards the front. I just like to adjust it to make sure that it's completely even. My back is actually bent in half right now. I'm really bending down here for you guys. Now you are going to take the ponytail section of your hair, and what I like to do is split it in half. I'm gonna explain that when I'm not sitting like this anymore. So I will split it in half, and then I will start to twist this side of my hair around the donutty part. So I grab it like this, wrap it underneath, back around to the top, do that again, and I keep following that pattern until my hair is fully wrapped around. And you'll see as you're doing this, the reason why you wanna make sure that the donut is in the front and even is that that's what you're using to actually maintain the structure of your hair. So if you go too far and you start to wrap around the scrunchie, then that's not going to help to maintain the structure. You won't be able to tie the scrunchie around. So if that happens, you can always start over and kind of recenter it. All right, now I am going to take this other section of hair right here and do the exact same thing, but just on the opposite side. So wrapping in the opposite direction. So I'm gonna pull it underneath and through, up top, underneath and through. Hello, baby. Don't lick off my lipstick, okay? I love you, do. Do you wanna get down? Say hello, everybody. Yeah, okay. Now I'm just gonna place my hand on top of my hair and that donut part right here just to hold it in place while I grab onto the scrunchie section at the back. Then I twist the scrunchie around one time. So like when you're picking it up, twist it this way. Does that make sense? So my hand goes in, my fingers are facing the back. I pull my hand to the front so that my fingers are facing the front. And then I just pull that down around the donut part. Okay, this is a lot harder to do from this angle and when I can't see what's happening. There we go. So this is what we're working with. When I get to this part, I just like to kind of zhuzh it a little bit, shake it around, just to make sure that it's loose enough so it's not pulling and tugging anywhere. So one of the things that I know the brand recommends is to pull really tight while you're wrapping your hair around and pulling it in place. You can definitely do that, but you guys know I just like to be extra careful with my hair to make sure that I'm not encouraging any excess breakage. So I like to leave this part on top of my head pretty loose. I don't pull it slick, otherwise it's gonna pull at the hairline. And then same thing with this part right here. I wanna be able to kind of move it around. I don't wanna feel any strands of hair pulling and tugging. If you can feel that and you're like, oh, that's kind of uncomfortable, then that would be a sign that you maybe wanna do it again and just keep it a tiny bit looser. And I've been using this for several months now. I would say at least a couple times a week, and I have not seen any increase in breakage whatsoever. The material itself is very, very soft. It's either satin or silk or something like that, which is great. Then you can just sleep in this overnight, and then the next morning you will take it on out and you will see the magic for yourself. So if you remember when I was hunched over all creepy, the reason why I said that I like to split my hair in half and wrap it around both sides of the scrunchie instead of just all together, which is what the brand recommends, is because I found that when I wrapped all of it in the same direction, that would make my curls go in the same direction, which would actually be like opposite directions. Okay, so if I had these really big voluminous curls that were facing in towards my face and then I wrapped all of my hair around the scrunchie in the same direction, I felt like when I was taking my hair out, one side of my head would still be facing in, but the other would be twisting out in the opposite direction. So that's kind of how I hack this little tool to make sure that that doesn't happen and they're still facing in the same way that I want them to. Okay, let me show you how to do this with the scrunchie. Unfortunately for me, I cannot find my scrunchies anywhere since my move. I don't know what happened. They disappeared. So I'm just gonna make my own little makeshift scrunchie right now with a rope tie. Obviously, use an actual scrunchie. Is this the most genius thing I've ever done? We are gonna start off by doing the exact same thing, pulling our hair up as if we were going to create a high ponytail or bun, which I guess we pretty much are. Okay, honestly, maybe you actually do want to use a rope tie for this because it makes it bigger and rounder, which is what you need, versus the scrunchie, which is gonna be more flat. I'm onto something. We're gonna do the exact same thing. Pull the rope tie, the scrunchie, the whatever you use, around this. Time to hunch down. Split into two. Then we are going to wrap one of the halves under and through, under and through, till you only have little nubbins left and you can't wrap anymore. Same thing here, around, through, around, and through. Now you obviously need something to secure it in place, so that is where you're gonna wanna make sure that you have some sort of hair tie. This is a hosiery elastic. These are my favorites ever. And then you will have to pull that around. So then you're left with something like this. Oh my gosh. All right, of course, like I was saying earlier, I wanna show you how this actually turns out. So let's do a little roll footage right now of my hair before putting it in a sleepy tie and then after the next morning. This really is a game changer for somebody like me because even though I have a lot of hair, my individual hair strands are very fine and straight, so they don't hold a curl or a blowout style well at all, especially not overnight. If I were to just put my hair into some sort of twist or a braid overnight, my hair would basically be completely flat by the next day. It would have like a tiny bit of like curl-ish to it, a semblance of a curl. A tiny bit, but nothing like it was the previous day. So that is amazing because then if I wanted that style to last, I wouldn't have to reapply heat. So using something like this can really, really help to protect your hair from excess heat damage if you are somebody that ends up using a heat styling tool multiple times a week. So that's everything for this video. I really hope that you guys found it helpful. I of course will make sure to list the sleepy tie below, and I will also list the robe that I have that has this robe tie with it, in case you want to try that. It's just from Target. It's a super comfy robe, and then I will list my hosiery elastics below as well too. As well and too mean the same thing. I didn't need to say as well too. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. You'll have to let me know in the comments below if you test this out, if you pick up the sleepy tie, or if you already have it, what you think of it. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, click on that notification bell, and send my channel to a friend. Thank you so much for doing those things. feelings. Your support means the world as always. Thank you for watching my videos. I love the freaking heck out of you guys. Make sure to stay tuned for my next one because that will be up in a few days. But until then, I hope you have a great few days. Do you have any last words, Elsie? Okay, bye.